So one of the things that I showed in the pruning, tomato pruning video was taking off the flowers of your plant, which is counterintuitive when you're doing gardening, since that is where the fruit is coming from. So taking them off obviously takes away the opportunity for fruit to grow, but the intention there was to simply focus the growth not on the fruit itself, but on the plant and the roots. So I did this about less than a week ago, and these things are growing probably at least 1 or 2 inches a day. So we're really focusing that growth. They were barely touching the trellis at the beginning of the week, and you can see it's very much on top of that. I typically only take off the flowers, the first one coming out, and then leave the subsequent ones. And the beauty of the tomato ones, at least, is that you have all the tidbits that you need to form fruit right there. So if you take them off, it doesn't really hurt anything. But when it comes to cucumbers, it's a little more complicated because you need both a female flower and a male flower. That's probably difficult to find around here. And the other thing that you need to have is someone to transfer the pollen from the male, which isn't present by the female, into the female in order for the cucumber to grow. So with the tomatoes, you have everything all in one concentrated location, but with here, specifically in cucumbers, you need the pollen to be transferred back and forth. So therefore you need some sort of insect, let's just say bee, to do that. And when cucumbers first come out, I've obviously done all the pruning for this, but they generate a lot of flowers to get onto the route of the bee so they can help pollination when it comes down to that point. So it has to purposely throw those flowers out initially, even though it may not be there to actually help out the pollination, but at least get the bees to where they need to be. But if you look at the cucumbers, you see one in particular is quite smaller compared to all the other ones. So it's at least 1 or 2 feet smaller. And that's because this one in particular has this massive cucumber as well as another one. So the reason why I pinch off the flowers on the tomato is to cause the growth into the plant. And this one I needed to keep the flower onto the plant in order to attract the pollinators. And because of that, it also caused pollination. It doesn't cause pollination on a lot of them. You see a lot of these cucumbers did not get pollinated, but there are going to be some that do get pollinated. And because it did get pollinated, you're forming fruit, and you see a massive amount of energy being devoted into this plant now, specifically into the fruit, but not into the plant itself. So the reason why I take off the tomato flowers in this one is to cause the growth of the plant. But if you don't, you're going to get, yes, you may bear some fruit here and there, but you're causing the stunting of the growth in the plant itself. So this is actually going to hurt the plant because it's not developing a stronger root system. It's not trying to get above the other flowers or the other plants. So now it's going to be shadowed a lot by the other plants, not getting as much sun. So this one may not work out well for the rest of the season simply because it's producing this large amount of fruit, stunting its own growth. But again, I had to do that because you needed those flowers out there to attract the pollinators for the best benefit of the other flowers throughout the season. So yes, it's great you get a cucumber, but this one will probably be not so good a plant as compared to the other ones going forward. So the main thing here is make sure you're pinching off the initial flowers when you can, specifically in tomatoes. You can do it also in cucumbers, but you might be losing fruit. And this is really the reason why, because if you don't do it at the right time, you're going to cause very small plants with some fruit, but certainly not to the level that you would get if you do not, certainly not to the level that you would get if you did actually start pinching off all the flowers and everything. So it's a very crucial thing you have to do initially. Typically at this time you want the fruit, you get excited for the fruit, but if you don't do it, you will cause less production down the line for your season. So that's a tip. That's why I am very active with the early pruning, early trimming off of everything, so you get the plants for better success down the line.